You don't lack discipline. That's the lie you keep repeating to yourself. Because if it were just about discipline, you would have fixed it by now. You've tried. You've made plans. You've set routines. You've promised yourself, this time I'll stay consistent. And for a few days, you do. You wake up early. You work harder. You feel in control. But then something shifts, not outside, inside. And suddenly you don't feel like it anymore. The drive disappears. The focus fades. The version of you that was so certain vanishes. And you're left wondering, what's wrong with me? But here's the truth most people will never tell you. Discipline is not about forcing yourself to act. It's about becoming someone who no longer needs to be forced. And that's where everything changes. Because discipline isn't a behavior, it's an identity. Carl Jung believed that the biggest struggle in life is not controlling your actions, it's confronting yourself. Because inside you, there are multiple versions of you fighting for control. The one who wants growth, the one who wants comfort, the one who wants validation, the one who wants to escape. And every time you fail to stay disciplined, it's not because you're weak. It's because a different version of you took over. You think discipline is about waking up early, but it's not. It's about defeating the version of you that wants to stay in bed. You think discipline is about working hard, but it's not. It's about facing the part of you that wants to avoid discomfort. You think discipline is about consistency, but it's not. It's about becoming someone who doesn't negotiate with their own excuses. And here's the uncomfortable reality. Most people don't lack discipline. They are addicted to comfort. Addicted to distraction, addicted to easy dopamine, addicted to avoiding anything that challenges their identity. Because discipline forces you to face something you've been avoiding your entire life, your own resistance. That voice in your head that says, start tomorrow. You deserve a break. It's not the right time. That's not logic. That's not truth. That's the part of you designed to keep you safe. And safety is the enemy of growth. At some point, you have to understand this. Your mind is not designed to make you successful. It's designed to keep you comfortable. And if you blindly follow it, you will stay exactly where you are. That's why real discipline feels unnatural at first, because you are going against your default programming. You are choosing discomfort over ease, effort over escape, reality over illusion. And that feels wrong until it doesn't. Because something interesting happens when you start acting against your impulses. You begin to separate from them. You realize, I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings. I am the one who chooses what to do despite them. And that's where power begins. Most people wait to feel motivated. Disciplined people act without it. Most people wait until it feels right. Disciplined people act when it feels uncomfortable. Most people negotiate with themselves. Disciplined people don't. And that's why discipline scares people. Not because it's extreme, but because it exposes their excuses. When you become consistent, you become a mirror that reflects what others could be doing but aren't, and that makes them uncomfortable. They'll call you obsessed. They'll say you've changed. They'll tell you to relax. But what they're really saying is, your discipline is making me question my lack of it. Because when someone sees you doing what they avoid, it forces them to confront themselves. And most people would rather criticize you than change themselves. But discipline was never about proving anything to them. It's about becoming someone you can respect. And here's the deeper truth Jung pointed toward. You cannot become disciplined without integrating your shadow. Your shadow is the part of you you don't want to see. The lazy part, the distracted part, the impulsive part, the weak part. Most people try to suppress it, ignore it, deny it, pretend it's not there. But that doesn't work, because what you suppress controls you. The only way to become truly disciplined is to face it, to admit, yes, I am capable of being lazy. Yes, I avoid discomfort. Yes, I make excuses. And instead of running from it, you take responsibility for it. Because discipline is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming conscious. Conscious of your patterns, conscious of your habits, conscious of when you're lying to yourself. And once you see it clearly, you can no longer pretend you don't know. That's when discipline becomes different. It's no longer forced. It becomes a standard. You don't wake up early because you feel like it. You wake up early because that's who you are now. You don't work hard because you're motivated. You work hard because anything less feels wrong. You don't stay consistent because it's easy. You stay consistent because inconsistency is no longer an option. And that's when it starts to scare people. Because you're no longer relying on emotions. You're operating from identity. And identity is powerful. Because once something becomes part of who you are, you don't need to think about it anymore. The problem is, most people never reach this level because they keep trying to change their actions without changing themselves. They try to act disciplined instead of becoming disciplined. And the difference is everything. Because acting is temporary, becoming is permanent. So, if you want to reach that level, there are things inside you that must die. The version of you that negotiates with excuses, the version of you that seeks comfort over growth, the version of you that waits for the perfect moment, the version of you that avoids responsibility. All of it has to go. Not slowly, not someday, now. Because discipline is not built by adding more. It's built by removing what weakens you. Remove distraction, remove excuses, remove emotional dependency, remove the need for everything to feel right. And what's left is clarity. And from clarity comes action. And from action comes identity. until one day you don't recognize the person you used to be, because the old you needed motivation, the new you doesn't. The old you made promises, the new you keeps them. The old you waited, the new you acts. And the difference between those two versions is discipline. Not the kind that looks impressive, but the kind that feels inevitable. Because at the end of the day, discipline is not something you do, it's someone you become. And once you become it, you don't need to force yourself anymore. You just don't allow yourself to fall back. And that's the level that scares them.